Last week, Sanofi's biggest neurology bet failed in late-stage trials, and on the same day, the company announced a deal worth up to $1.7 billion. That contrast tells us a lot about where Sanofi really stands. What broke? The drug is Tolebrutinib, a Bruton's tyrosine kinase inhibitor Sanofi acquired through its $3.7 billion purchase of Principia Biopharma. It was positioned as a cornerstone asset in multiple sclerosis. In the Phase 3 Perseus trial for primary progressive MS, the drug failed to meet its primary endpoint of delaying disability progression versus placebo. As a result, Sanofi confirmed it will not pursue regulatory approval for this indication, which represents roughly 10% of the total MS population. Regulatory pressure at the same time, the FDA delayed its review of Tolebrutinib for non-relapsing secondary progressive MS. This is the second FDA delay for the drug in 2025, pushing guidance into the first quarter of 2026. Safety concerns, including drug-induced liver injury, remain central to the regulatory discussion. Why Sanofi isn't in crisis despite these setbacks? Sanofi isn't facing immediate financial stress because its immunology franchise is performing exceptionally well. In the third quarter of 2025, Dupixent sales rose over 26% year-over-year to €4.2 billion, the first time the drug exceeded €4 billion in a single quarter. In November, the European Commission approved Dupixent for chronic spontaneous urticaria, expanding its label to 7 inflammatory diseases in the EU. The strategic response to this financial strength allows Sanofi to respond quickly. On the same day as the Tolebrutinib news, the company announced an expanded collaboration with Dren Bio. The deal includes a $100 million upfront payment and up to $1.7 billion in milestones to develop next-generation B-cell depletion therapies for autoimmune disease. This signals a clear pivot toward external innovation to offset internal R&D risk. Structural pressure at the same time, Sanofi's legacy portfolio is under pressure. In December, a European court revoked Sanofi's patent protection for the oncology drug Yevtana, accelerating generic competition across Europe. This increases dependence on immunology assets to sustain revenue growth. What this tells us taken together, this shows a company absorbing a major pipeline failure without breaking financial guidance, largely because a small number of blockbuster assets are carrying the business. Sanofi's strategy is clear: defend immunology by innovation externally and manage decline elsewhere. This isn't a crisis, but it is a strategic stress test. And how Sanofi executes its external partnerships will define what comes next. If you want calm, data-backed breakdowns of pharma strategy each week, subscribe.